Welcome to ProfCon, everyone. Each year, ProfCon brings you the latest trends, strategies, and best practices in industry and academia. Over the next 3 days, you're going to enjoy thought-provoking sessions with top educators and industry experts, expand your professional network, and find turnkey resources for your classroom. If you've attended ProfCon in the past, whether in person or online, let us know in the chat. Our team is thrilled that you've joined us again. And for those of you who are attending ProfCon for the first time, buckle up. You're about to have an amazing experience. One of the benefits of being CEO is that I get to pre-record my presentation. It's good to be the boss sometimes. But that also means I'll be in chat today to answer your questions about Stukent. It might be kind of weird, me talking and typing at the same time. For the next 45 minutes, I'm going to tell you about Stukent's upcoming products, take you behind the scenes and show you how Stukent simulations and courseware are made, and towards the end of the presentation, introduce an exciting guest speaker. ProfCon is one of my favorite events because the tools and tactics taken from this conference will benefit your students for years to come. I love watching you guys share strategies, learn about the latest trends, and prepare to advance education around the world. I have so many great memories from ProfCon, and I can't wait till we can hold it again in person. Not only do I love meeting the educators who are using our products in their classrooms, but interacting with you reminds me of why I built Stukent in the first place. To help educators, help students, help the world. We held our first ProfCon in Yellowstone in 2019, the year it literally snowed in June. If any of you were at the in-person event, chat in and tell us your favorite memory. Do you remember the Stukent staff's fashionable lime green polos? Or the professor who was left in Yellowstone by her tour group? Don't worry, we found her before the bears did. True story. 2019 was also the year that Oklahoma State University professor and Stukent author Jerry Rackley, along with Kinda, drew the now famous Stukent shark eating a McGraw-Hill fish. If you visit Stukent headquarters, you'll still see Jerry's drawing on laptops, whiteboards, and t-shirts. It's become a reminder that the work we do is powerful and necessary. Not only are we changing educators and students' lives for the better, but our tremendous growth indicates just how much our work is improving education and how little traditional publishers are doing to support educators like you. At Stukent, we put educators front and center. Your needs and the needs of your students are our primary focus. We promise to innovate, inspire, and bring the best tools into the classroom. That's why we're launching new courseware and simulations each semester, building better curricula for your courses, and we're expanding rapidly into new verticals to better serve you. Since 2013, we've impacted the lives of educators and students all over the world, and we are just getting started. Our mission has led us to become one of the fastest growing companies in the United States. To date, we've developed over 50 simulations and courseware, used in more than 80 countries, and have helped prepare over 500,000 students for success in industry. Over the last year, Stukent has grown exponentially, creating new departments, opening 2 additional offices, and hiring over 30 new team members, all to provide better products and better support for you as an educator. Stukent has earned a spot on the Inc. 5000 list for 4 years in a row. This summer will mark our 5th year on the list. Our growth has been explosive, exciting, and occasionally a little overwhelming. I've definitely lost a little hair along the way. Those statistics, though, prove just how this company is fulfilling its mission to help you. Stukent's David and Goliath story belongs to every educator who realized their needs weren't being met by traditional academic publishers. You embraced a new path, a better, more current path, one that allows you to make a significant impact on your students' lives. Our growth also means that we're able to develop more simulations and courseware than ever before. This year, we're on track to release more than 20 new courseware and simulations for you, for the subjects you teach. We're breaking tons of new ground and creating materials in subjects that are on the industry's cutting edge, such as Dr. Kuzmeski's Name, Image, and Likeness courseware and its complementary simulation, Stukent's NIL simulation. Stukent was among the first to create materials to help NCAA student athletes learn how to leverage their new NIL opportunities. We're also building a new courseware and simulation in tried and true subjects like Dr. Laura Munoz and Dr. Rich Miller's Introduction to Business Courseware and Simulation Bundle. These resources scale to the classrooms of any size, helping students discover each aspect of business they enjoy most. As a wide-eyed college student, I wasn't aware of how much I didn't know about the business world, or even where I'd want to make my mark on it. That's why we built Stukent's Intro to Business Simulation. It gives students exposure to all aspects of business, helping them choose the right path for them. Stukent has already built more than 20 courseware and simulation bundles in subjects such as digital marketing, SEO, public relations, professional sales, and more. And we're looking to double that number in 2022. We hope you'll evangelize Stukent to your colleagues and share the good news. Stukent should no longer be the best kept secret in academia. If you enjoy using Stukent's courseware and simulations in your classroom, your colleagues just might too. And we can work together to make industry education better for both you and your students. Since the early days of Stukent, we've worked to alleviate the pain points and stressors of teaching. Our goal is to help you focus on what matters most, your students. We do that by 1. Keeping our courseware and simulations current with industry standards and best practices. 2. Working with experts in academia and industry to create products made for educators by educators. 3. Developing products that mimic the tasks and scenarios students will face in the workforce. 4. And these last two are the most important, I would say. We save you precious preparation time in including a full suite of educational resources. And 5, we make it as easy as possible to implement our materials in your classroom. The challenges of keeping your curriculum current are real. That's why our primary objective at Stukent is to keep you current with industry. Because our materials are 100% digital, they're more agile than textbooks from traditional publishers. We're able to update our courseware annually, ensuring that they include the most accurate industry information, the latest trends, and emerging best practices. As we grow, we know it will become more difficult to keep our products current. But you know what? That's a challenge the Stukent team is ready to face. Whenever we release a new courseware, we commit to keeping that product up to date. It's not enough just to stay current with industry. You need materials that are steeped in sound pedagogical practices too. That's why Stukent's materials are made for educators by educators. We partner with brilliant academics, industry professionals, and subject matter experts to develop courseware, simulations, assignments, assessments that reflect modern teaching practices and methodologies. Stukent's authors don't just help us create our courseware, they're often the subject matter experts on our simulations too. If you're a busy educator, you know how tough it can be to create projects that emulate real-world scenarios. But hands-on experience is vital to student success. When your students have the opportunity to practice what you teach, they are much more likely to remember what they've learned. I like to think of it this way. Someone can tell you how to ride a bike. They can describe the process to you, show you a video, or even give you an in-person demonstration of how it's done. But you have to climb on that bike to truly learn how to ride. You need to put your feet on the pedals, generate momentum, and find your balance. The first time you rode a bike, you probably fell once or twice, right? But once you got the hang of riding the bike, you didn't forget how to do it. Hands-on experience makes a skill intuitive. There's a reason people say it's just like riding a bike. Once you've learned how to ride, it isn't something you'll easily forget. Years later in your career, you'll be able to remember the things you learned in our simulations. We imitate real-world workspaces in our sims, helping students practice critical thinking skills, utilize newfound knowledge, and gain real industry perspectives. When you use a Stukent simulation in the classroom, you give your students the edge they need to compete in the job market and prepare for day one at an entry-level job. They'll thank you later. These proprietary, first-in-the-world sims feature automated grading, individualized student feedback, cutting-edge AI, and interactive knowledge checks, all of which save you valuable preparation time. Our goal is to help you spend more time teaching, researching, and inspiring the next generation of maverick marketers, savvy business leaders, SEO specialists, and public relations gurus. Finally, You have enough to worry about. You don't need the added stress of working with complicated, confusing technology too. We pride ourselves on building courseware and simulations that are easy to implement in your classroom, guaranteed. Our platforms are user-friendly and intuitive, and our resources are turnkey and designed to be used right out of the box. Well, not literally out of the box because our products are digital, right? But you know what I mean. At Stukent, we know that the work you do is transformative and important, and we're your partner in empowering students to go forth and be their best selves. That's why we're passionate about launching new products each semester, including the ones that are debuting today. That's right, today. We're announcing 5 new courseware and simulation bundles, including a new courseware to complement one of our most popular simulations about personal finance. Now, I know you're not all financial literacy instructors, that's not the subject you may teach. I'm taking a minute to tell you about it today because it's a passion project for me. It's something I'm passionate about. I wish that when I was in college, I had received more instruction in financial literacy, and we hear about it from students all the time. The all-new Personal Finance Essentials courseware by Ralph Menhert-Meland, a professor at Minnesota State University Moorhead, has been designed to accompany Stukent's groundbreaking personal finance simulation. This bundle gives you tools to teach students to set financial goals, follow monthly budgets, improve their credit scores, invest in the stock market, and more, making it easy to set students on the path to long-term financial success. Next, I worked with the one and only Dr. Jen Riley, a professor at Kansas State University. She's headed to Purdue this fall, by the way, to author the new entrepreneurship courseware. We also served as the subject matter experts on its accompanying simulation. I've been an entrepreneur for over 15 years. I've learned a thing or two along the way about starting a business. Stukent was a startup once upon a time, not very long ago, and now it's a thriving business with over 150 employees and has impacted lives all over the world. Jen and I have shared our collective knowledge in this new bundle, giving you tools to prepare students to realize their dreams. The Entrepreneurship Bundle helps students develop an entrepreneurial mindset, make the right startup decisions, build and market a brand, manage and scale their businesses, and analyze their successes. Jen and I are excited to see what your students will achieve with the skills they learn from this bundle. We hope you share their victories with us. There will be no greater reward than to know that we've helped another entrepreneur succeed. Third, Stukent has developed an all-new business communication courseware and simulation. Created in collaboration with Elaine Winship of St. Thomas Aquinas College and Thomas Winship of the State University of New York, this bundle will give you a robust platform to teach your students the differences between written, spoken, and visual communication. It also covers job-seeking skills such as resume writing and interviewing, as well as on-the-job skills, including writing presentations, letters, memos, reports, and proposals. Speaking of communication skills, Shelley Wigley's Crisis Communication courseware and its complementary simulation teach students how to navigate organizational crises with precision. No individual organization is immune to a crisis. To thrive in the business world, students need to learn powerful strategies for turning crises into opportunities. With this bundle, you can teach your students to resolve risks, develop communication plans, manage the media, and respond to crises online and offline. And last, but certainly not least, the sports marketing courseware and its accompanying simulation are coming soon too. This innovative bundle was authored by 5 outstanding academics: Delancey Bennett, James Blair, Yana Andanova, Amaka Anaza, and Geraldo Matos. And it gives students an in-depth understanding of how to compete in the sports marketing field. Topics include research, sponsorships and endorsements, running integrated marketing campaigns, creating sports and advertising budgets, and marketing sports products. You'll have the opportunity to learn more about these new products throughout ProfCon, and as always, you can request free instructor access to any of our products today. We'll link the request form in the chat. And by the way, don't be afraid to schedule a demo with one of our course consultants. They're here to give you in-depth, individualized tours of any product we offer. We call them course consultants, not sales reps. And the reason that is because it's really about showing you what's available so that you can decide for yourself if it works for you in your classroom. We're in the process of developing courseware and simulations in new subjects such as accounting, economics, finance, investment strategies, human resource management, organizational behavior, workplace ethics, I'm almost out of breath here, and much more. You'll want to stay current with everything happening here at Stukent. We're working on a lot of new products that we're excited to share with you. But Stukent isn't just about exciting innovations, as we are just as committed to renovating the products and services that we already offer. Going forward, you're going to see fantastic updates to Stukent's courseware platform. We've streamlined it with the Stukent simulation UI, so it'll feel very similar when you're in the e-reader or the simulation, giving you an all-in-one instructor portal for seamless access to your materials. These updates are now live for all new courses starting this summer. The updated platform includes new features to support users with disabilities, including keyboard navigation, reading assist, Zoom acceptance, and customizable contrast. Secondly, we know there's nothing more valuable than your time. That's why we're thrilled to announce that Stukent's courseware and simulations can be integrated into your LMS, making it even easier to use our materials. LMS integration provides single sign-on, score syncing for grading purposes, deep linking, and rostering capabilities. We currently support popular LMS platforms such as Canvas, Blackboard, and Moodle. We'll be adding Brightspace D2L integrations soon. Many features are already available, and since the back and forth between your nerds and our nerds takes a little time, I encourage you to integrate now and enjoy the benefits of LMS integration with Stukent. Click the link in the chat to visit our LMS integration page and download the developer key for your school's LMS provider. You'll also find detailed step-by-step instructions, and hey, if you need help, that's okay too. Our customer success managers and virtual TAs are here to assist you. Finally, I'd like to highlight a new frontier for Stukent and our products, Stukent L&D, or Stukent Learning and Development. Your star students have reached out to us asking to use Stukent simulations at the Fortune 500 companies that now employ them. It's pretty cool, right? It's a feather in your cap as professors. They're bringing Stukent to the corporate world because of the remarkable experiences they've had in your classrooms. So if you're a professor that does corporate training or does consulting on the side, this new vertical could help you, and we'd love to team up with you. As you know, Stukent simulations don't just build lasting skill sets, but they're great team building activities too. These simulations allow busy professionals to hone their skills in safe, risk-free environments, helping them stay on their industry's leading edge. So if you have a consulting gig coming up and you're considering using a simulation for it, please reach out. We'd love to chat. With all that said, let me take you on a behind-the-scenes tour of Stukent and show you how our courseware and simulations are made. Today, I'm Willy Wonka, with a lot less hair and no hat, and I'm taking you on a tour of the chocolate factory. Well, I guess we do at least have a cereal bar. There's no chocolate anywhere. From my ideation to development, evaluation, and customer support, the Stukent team is focused on one thing: providing you with the most up-to-date and easy-to-use materials on the market. This rigorous process demands the best from our expert authors, our innovation partners, and our Stukent team members. So, welcome to Stukent. I'm excited to show you how all your favorite products are made. Our process starts in the product and development office, where all of our innovators work, aka the smart people. But don't tell the folks at headquarters I said that. This office houses our author relations, innovation, content, and engineering teams, and some guy who makes sure our internet keeps working. Just kidding. Justin is our CTO, and without him, the internet at Stukent HQ would be worse than AOL in the 90s. In this office, we make strategic, intentional decisions on which subjects will become new Stukent courseware and simulations. Once we've selected a subject, we start searching for the right educators and industry subject matter experts to author the courseware. And that's where the fun begins. The author relations team reaches out to engaged expert educators in their respective fields. Millie Dopp, our Director of Author Relations, acts as the liaison between Stukent and prospective partner authors. Her team also coordinates subject matter experts and peer reviewers for each project. It's a ton of work. Prospective authors submit courseware proposals, which are assessed by a panel of industry experts. Once a courseware proposal passes peer review, it's sent to Stukent's book review committee, which looks at the subject as a whole. The committee examines how the author intends to address the pain points for teaching a subject. It also ensures that Stukent can offer a differentiated, innovative, new product in that space, one that saves educators preparation time and adds value to students' experiences in the material. Stukent authors are leaders in their fields, educators who go above and beyond in their classrooms and who provide impactful, life-changing educational experiences for their students. So if you have an idea for a new, innovative course, reach out today. We would love to collaborate with you. From the first concept to the final draft, we're here to help you develop, edit, and market your work. To learn more, click the link in the chat. Once a courseware is approved by the book review committee, the authors sign a contract and start writing. The project moves to our content and innovation teams. To complement our rockstar authors, the content team is made up of eagle-eyed editors and writers. Our content editors work side by side with Stukent authors, helping them craft courseware that isn't just packed with industry knowledge, but is also engaging and easy to read. I've asked Rochelle Maceno, our Director of Content, to say a few words about her team.
Hi everyone, I'm Rochelle Maceno, VP of Content, and I am so proud to be on this team. Our content team works tirelessly to create the best products possible for students and educators. Almost all of our team is certified in instructional design, and many have been teachers themselves, so they understand the needs of educators and students. They also love to learn about new technology and are constantly thinking about how we can create cool new things that no one else has ever done before.
Thanks, Rochelle. At Stukent, we often say perfection is the enemy of innovation. To create new, groundbreaking products, our team has to be willing to fail, to try new things, to think outside the box. Well, nobody ever said it would be easy, right? Before a simulation is sent to the engineering department, our innovation team builds it on paper. The ideation process isn't a one-day affair. It's the work of weeks, sometimes months. We spend hours collaborating with our subject matter experts in meetings, and even fly our authors to Stukent's headquarters in Idaho Falls, Idaho for this step. As part of the ideation process, a simulation is sent to the product review committee for evaluation. It's a big committee that's made up of Stukent executives, vice presidents, directors, and multiple teams who have one job in that meeting: to ensure that each simulation is comprehensive, well conceptualized, and up to our exacting standards of excellence. Our goal is to produce robust simulations to meet the needs of educators, students, and the industry professionals that are going to hire students in the future. At every point in the process, we involve as many subject matter experts, industry professionals, and academics as possible, all to help students enter the workforce with actionable experience and industry knowledge. And that's exactly why we need your help. I'd like to introduce Brady Adams, our Chief Product Officer, who's here to tell you a little bit about our Innovation Partners Program.
Hey everybody, Brady here. We need more of you to participate in the innovation process. Whether you want to be a peer reviewer, join a focus group, or be a subject matter expert for an upcoming simulation, we can't fulfill our mission to help educators, help students, help the world without you. We'd love for you to be part of our process as well. Innovation can't happen without you.
Thanks, Brady. We are always looking for talented educators and subject matter experts who want to innovate, inspire, and build the best educational products for classrooms all over the world. To get started, click the link in the chat to apply. Once your innovation team and the product review committee approve a new simulation, it's time for engineering to get to work. Our engineering department takes the paper simulation from the innovation team and turns it into an incredible, user-friendly digital simulation for educators and students. They build the interface and the components for every simulation. I wish you could meet these team members. They are brilliant developers, that I called nerds earlier, who truly take our products to the next level. To build a simulation, the engineering team works hand in hand with the content team. Our content team writes the simulations, learning objectives, scenarios, and scripts. Then the engineering team takes those items and finds ways to translate them into intuitive, easy-to-use components that facilitate learning. Once these new components are built, our authors, subject matter experts, and early adopters play through the simulation. Over a period of several months, we take the feedback they provide and implement it, then send it back for additional review. Expert feedback is integral to our development process. It takes the work of many hands to make a Stukent simulation great. When a simulation has a stamp of approval from all of our stakeholders, subject matter experts, and innovation partners, it's ready for launch. Let's move over to our headquarters where our administrative, marketing, sales, and customer success teams are based. Once our content, innovation, and engineering teams finish a new courseware and simulation, marketing gets to work. We have a dedicated team of product marketing managers, each of whom is responsible for a product category, such as digital and social, analytics, principles, and general business. These are the amazing people who coordinate great content for you, including this ProfCon event. We also have an enthusiastic creative team in marketing that works around the clock, sometimes literally, to bring our ideas to life. Our videographers produce sleek, professional videos for our simulations and marketing initiatives. Our graphic designers create eye-catching images for our courseware and simulations and the website. And our copywriter writes scripts, blogs, and other content for our team. While marketing hits the gas pedal, our sales team is learning the ins and outs of the new courseware and simulation. Now, don't get me wrong, we like our metrics, but at Stukent, our sales team's primary focus is to serve you. We call them course consultants because they provide in-depth, hands-on demonstrations of our products, showing you everything our platforms can do. They're not just here to shove a product into your hands. They're here to help you find the best solution for your course. Once you've made your decision, our course consultant will introduce you to our customer success manager. Our customer success managers are here to facilitate your transition to Stukent's courseware and simulations. They take the guesswork out of setting up a course, implementing a new simulation, integrating Stukent's materials into your LMS, and so much more. They field questions, host video trainings, and follow up with you when Stukent releases updates to our products. Your Stukent Customer Success Manager will be here to support you every step of the way. If you have any questions or need any assistance, you can always ask for help. I'm happy to introduce you to Jason Bowerman, our Director of Customer Success, who's here with his team to tell you a little about what they do.
Hey everyone, I'm Jason. Our main job is in our title. We're here to help customers be successful with our products. If you have any questions about our platforms, feel free to reach out. We believe in Stukent's mission and want to help you, help students, help the world.
Thanks, Jason. And last, but certainly not least, Stukent's virtual TAs provide technical support to the instructors and students who use Stukent's courseware and simulations. With a 96.4% customer satisfaction rating, the highest in the industry, our virtual TAs have an average response time of 10 minutes or less during operating hours, which is super fast. Their job is to allow you to focus on the research and educating you need to do and keep your students going. If the students have problems, send them to your virtual TAs here at Stukent. We want to help. Our team will link the virtual TA homepage in the chat for you. While our virtual TAs aren't subject matter experts, they are experts on our courseware and simulations. Not only have they played through every one of our products, but their offices are right across the hall from our software engineers. If they don't have the answer, they can find someone who does, and fast. So now you know how Stukent turns great ideas into effective classroom resources. From the content editor working to bring you up-to-date courseware, to the videographer creating relatable in-simulation videos, to the customer success manager who ensures that your Stukent experience is as seamless as possible, everyone on this team wants nothing more than to help you and your students thrive. How do I know that? I personally interview each of our full-time employees to make sure they are committed to our mission, vision, and values. Each team member has pledged to live our company's core values, which are consistency, dependability, good humor, gratitude, growth, honesty, humility, positivity, and winning. We bring these values to work with us each and every day, committed to keeping you current with industry. It's what we do. My time is drawing to a close, but I wanted to take the opportunity to thank you for using Stukent's courseware and simulations in your classroom. It is an honor and a privilege to build these products for you and for your students. There is no greater joy than seeing the impact our work has on your students' lives. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce you to Tim McEwen, former CEO of Thompson Learning, which is now Cengage, as well as the former CEO of Study Island, a household name in the K-12 education space. Now, he's a board member here at Stukent. With more than 30 years of experience in EdTech, few people know more about the industry than Tim does. Since joining the Stukent board, Tim hasn't just been a trusted advisor, but a valued friend. So without further ado, here's Tim.
Hi, everybody. Glad to be here today.
Hi, I'm Abby, a product marketing manager here at Stukent. We're so excited to have you here today with us, Tim. Thank you so much for sitting down with us, and I'm really excited to ask you a few questions. You've been a teacher, author, and have served in many roles within the educational publishing industry for over 40 years, including leading one of the big 3 global higher education publishers as a CEO. You've also been able to lead another edtech startup from 10 million to 100 million prior to joining the Stukent board. Why were you interested and excited about what we're doing here at Stukent?
Well, I would say there were a number of different things that really attracted me to Stukent. I tend not to get involved with many companies at this stage of my career, but here's what I liked about Stukent. One, the founder, Stu, was an educator. He was teaching as a professor, digital marketing, and he saw a problem. All of the textbooks in the field were outdated. They weren't adequately helping professors teach students what they needed to know for today's work world. And they weren't really preparing students for the real world. So he saw a problem. So he decided to develop courseware that would be better, and went about doing it and executed on it. So first, what I liked about the courseware is when I looked through it, it was need to know information presented in a concise, engaging manner with really good interactive videos about the real world of what happens in digital marketing, as well as interactive activities. And then the real secret sauce that really hooked me was the simulations, that they really did it, their homework in terms of what is a student actually going to do in their first 1 to 5 years of employment on the job. And a lot of the simulations that are out there are either really boring, or they assume you're a C-suite executive, which a student is not going to be that early in their career, so it's totally inappropriate. So going through the simulations and seeing how it built for students both the competence and confidence in what they'll be asked to do day one on the job is really what attracted me to Stukent. And then as I got to know the people and saw the passion, the empathy for what teachers go through in the real world, the problems that students have in trying to master their coursework and be successful, and the attention to detail and the iterative process to really strive for perfection and constantly update the product. All of those things combined resulted in looking at a net promoter score from Stukent customers, where it's not just people that like the product, they're raving fans, the usage is high, the engagement is high, the testimonials from professors and students are all outstanding. And I saw this as something that could really move the needle in higher education, and that's why I wanted to be involved.
Thank you so much, Tim. We're also really excited to have you on our board. Next question. What role do you feel publishers play in improving education, and how do you think educators and publishers can best collaborate to make that happen?
Well, I started out as a teacher, and Stu started out as a teacher. And we both kind of then evolved into publishing, and that really informs for me the role of how educators and publishers should work together. Is that passionate educators see a problem, that they don't see that there's courseware that's preparing their students adequately. They see that they have to do an awful lot of work to prepare to teach their classes because they can't find material that is appropriate. So they start to develop their own solution that's better than anything they've been able to find. And then the role of the publisher is to identify those kinds of passionate educators that have developed their own materials over time and really have empathy for the whole teaching and learning process and really want their students to be successful. And then work together to develop that into courseware and simulations that can now reach a wider audience. If you're a professor and you're doing all that work for your students, you're only reaching that limited number of students that are in your college or university in your classes. But by working with a publisher and developing courseware and simulations that then through sales and marketing can be brought to colleges and universities all over the United States and globally, you're now reaching a much larger group of professors and students and really making a much larger impact to help more students be prepared for the real world and be successful. And there is nothing more rewarding than as an author or as a publisher going around to colleges and universities and hearing the testimonials of the difference that you made in a professor's life to be a more effective educator, help their students succeed, and then hearing from students how they were better prepared for their first job and had a lot of confidence and were able to succeed. I can't think of anything that's more rewarding than that, and that's the real partnership when you get passionate educators and passionate publishers working together and striving for perfection, which we'll never reach, but making certain that it's something that will make a real difference in the world.
Thank you, Tim. We feel so lucky here at Stukent to work with passionate authors and educators. All right, last question. Where do you see the future of education going?
Yes, that's a question that could probably take a few days to answer. But what I will say is I think we're in one of the most exciting periods ever for education. And while right now there's a lot happening and there's some good, some bad, I'm very optimistic about the future. First thing I'll say, I think it's unfortunate that it took a pandemic to really accelerate the adoption of educational technology in higher education. And a lot has happened since 2019. As I said, some good, some bad, and a little bit of it's kind of a Wild West environment that will evolve into a new normal over time. But the key theme for the future is a focus on the learner and their experience and their outcomes and preparation to be successful in their career and lives. So what are the key trends that are related to that? Obviously, greater access, equity, and diversity, and that starts with online and hybrid learning. And I think it's important to note that while higher ed enrollment is down the last 2 years, online higher ed enrollment is up double digits the last 2 years, and that will continue. Second is if we look in business, for the first time last year, there were more students enrolled in online MBA programs than there were in brick and mortar programs. And I think that's a trend that will continue. Second, alternative pathways to degree completion. And that can be competency-based programs. It can be credit for work experience. It could be credit by passing professional licensing and certification programs. But the old model of seat time and credit, well, will have a role. More and more alternative ways to degree completion are here to stay and will proliferate. Third, stack credentials. In the old model, you had to stay for 4 years and get your degree. And until you got that degree, any courses you took before that, if you drop out or don't complete, were worthless. And you might not even be able to transfer them. And over time, they might expire. With stack credentials that are recognized by employers, you can begin employment before you complete your degree. And then while you're making money, complete your degree. And I think that's a model that's here to stay as well. Direct to consumer models, the proliferation of people like Coursera and Udemy, YouTube, LinkedIn, And sometimes these are viewed as partnerships with colleges and universities, sometimes as competitors. Some of the courses are of high quality, some not so. Some are very affordable and some are very expensive. I think all of this is going to shake out over time, but exactly how it all shakes out is yet to be determined. But again, the focus is on the learner. And as we look to the future, I would say to the folks there today, maybe look to the past, to a model that saw the future and executed on it and has been very successful. And that would be Western Governors University. A couple governors got together back in the mid 90s. And basically the themes I just mentioned were what they put on the paper of the type of university they wanted to create. And they were very deliberate about it. They took their time. They developed programs that were high quality, had coaches that focused on the learner. The learner was at the center of Western Governors University and everything that they did, so that students could access courses anytime, anywhere, affordable, high quality, recognized credentials with employers, and had coaches to make certain that they stayed on task and completed their degrees. And today, Western Governors, both through partnerships with traditional colleges and universities and direct to consumer, is the largest online university with over 100,000 students. So again, it comes back to the basics: passionate educators, passionate publishers, working together with a focus on the learner, weeding through all of these issues and coming up with innovative models that move the needle forward for the learner and prepare them for be successful in life and in their careers. That's what the future will be all about.
Thank you so much, Tim, for giving us your perspective on where you think the future of education is going. It was really great to hear what all you had to say, what all you've been noticing, and what you hope to see. We feel really lucky to have you on the board here at Stukent, helping us innovate the future of education.
Great. Thank you. Have a great ProfCon. Take care.
Thanks, Tim. You continue to inspire us all, and I'm so grateful for all of your contributions to the EdTech industry as a whole. You exemplify Stukent's mission to help educators help students help the world. With that said, educators, I hope you find your time here at ProfCon edifying, inspiring, and that you walk away with great new ideas to implement. I know I speak for everyone here at Stukent when I say that we hope our courseware and simulations and other resources give you the tools you need to meet the challenges of teaching. We also hope they provide your students with engaging, hands-on experiences that prepare them for successful careers in marketing, business, communications, and beyond. Thank you for joining us for ProfCon 22. Enjoy the conference, have a wonderful day, and be sure to stay current with Stukent.